Welcome back to Tourist Tuesday. This week we are venturing to probably one of the coolest places that Mr. Allen and I have visited in all of our travels of Kansas. During the COVID shutdown, I had learned about a little town out in central Kansas called Ellinwood that had these old tunnels underneath their city that were used back in the 1800s that they allow people to tour these days. So needless to say, Ellinwood has been close to the top of our to-see list ever since I learned about that. And we got to visit Ellinwood this past summer, right before school started, and I'm so excited to share it with you. Like I said, it is one of the coolest places we have visited. It is an amazing piece of Kansas history. Let's go see what it's all about. Ellinwood had been settled by Germans who built the city in 2 levels. There are other towns in Kansas that were built in 2 levels, such as Wichita, Salina, Fort Scott, but Ellinwood is the only town that still lets you tour the underground part of their towns. Ellinwood benefited from the transient travelers that were passing through on the Santa Fe Trail and on the railroads. These folks just passing through tended to do their business in the underground level of the town, which ran for 2 blocks on both sides of the street, while the town's residents conducted business in the upper level. The underground businesses consisted of saloons, harness shops, barber shops, bathhouses, just to name a few. From the late 1880s through the 1920s, these businesses thrived until the railroad slowed the cattle trade with cowboys. Later, the tunnels served as storage for coal for the city, a refuge for German immigrants during World War I from anti-German sentiments, and as a place for selling bootleg alcohol during the Prohibition. The tunnels and businesses closed totally, though, and were rediscovered by Adriana Deerwolf in 1979, when she inherited some businesses downtown. When the town closed off the tunnels for safety reasons, Deerwolf worked to preserve the town's historic underground. Today you can tour the uncovered and restored parts of the underground tunnels under the Ellinwood Emporium and the Wolf Hotel. It was like stepping back in history. So cool. We had amazing tour guides in Rick and Chris who were excited to tell their interesting stories about their town. Chris also showed us his Wolf Hotel, which he has exquisitely renovated since taking ownership in 2013 to land it on the National Registry of Historic Places. We thoroughly enjoyed our visit to Ellinwood, and it's truly a hidden gem in our state. And if you're ever out in central Kansas, do make a point to take a tour. It is well worth it. I'll see you next week for a new episode.